How did you realize you had to change your life, and how did you do it? I'm a college student, and I have been feeling like I am not working to my full potential for the past few years at this point. I can sense that something is wrong, and then I write up a whole plan for me to change my life, and I can never get myself to do it. It's this constant, never-ending cycle of trying to change and then quitting before it even starts. I've read so many productivity books and watched so many YouTube videos, but I feel like I'm using this as a way to just make myself feel better. Watching these videos and reading these books are just a way for me to escape, and I realize it, but I guess I don't want it bad enough if I'm not actually changing. Sometimes I feel like there is a mental block which is stopping me from actually making the changes I want to see in my life. Everyone around me seems to be happy with where they are at, but I feel like there is something missing from my life. I feel alone in this feeling, though I have seen many threads where people say they feel the same way. I think I just needed to write it all out as a way to maybe hold myself accountable. If you also were able to come to this realization like me, but were actually able to make this change in your life, please share your story. This post hit hard, and I think a lot of us can relate more than we'd like to admit. That feeling of knowing something's not right, sensing there's more to life or to who you could be, but not being able to bridge the gap between who you are now and who you want to become. It's frustrating. It's exhausting. And worst of all, it can feel lonely, even though so many others are quietly feeling the same way. I've been in that same cycle. You get inspired, you plan out your whole life on paper, and for a moment, it feels like change is right around the corner. But then nothing happens. And then comes the guilt, the self-doubt. You start questioning if you really want it, or worse, if you're even capable of changing at all. What helped me break out of it wasn't a big dramatic change. It was small, almost boring things. I stopped chasing motivation and started chasing consistency. I realized I didn't need another video or book. I needed to take one small action every day, even if I didn't feel ready. One thing that helped was setting one non-negotiable task each day. Something small enough that it was doable, but meaningful enough to build self-trust. Like making my bed, journaling for 5 minutes, saying no to something that drained me. Tiny things, but they created momentum. Another thing? I stopped trying to do alone. When I shared what I was trying to do with a close friend and asked them to check in on me, everything changed. Suddenly, I wasn't just disappointing myself, I had someone rooting for me. That accountability brought a kind of energy I couldn't generate on my own. The truth is, change doesn't feel like fireworks. It feels like showing up on a day when you really don't want to. It feels like trying again after messing up. It's slow, often invisible at first, but it's real. And most importantly, it's possible. If you're feeling stuck like the original poster, know this: you're not broken. You're just overwhelmed. And you don't have to fix everything at once. Start small. Be kind to yourself. And trust that every little step you take matters, even if no one sees it yet. You've already done the hardest part, becoming aware and asking the hard questions. That's the beginning of every real transformation.